Hi there and welcome back to the channel. Today we're at Oulton Park for round 7 of the Coach Dave GT3 Sprint Cup. We're in split 3, which is a 12:46 strength of field, and it showed. Qualification did not go so well and we're down in 24th place. However, anything can happen at Oulton Park. It's a tight technical circuit with some very unforgiving runoff areas, so we'll be looking to put in a good performance and capitalise on any mistakes we see ahead of us. Looking at the cars around us, only Matviejka Kozlov and Nino Burek at cars 5 and 11 respectively look significantly out of place on the grid. We'll probably need to watch out for them as they'll make a charge for the front early on in the first lap. Other than that, it all looks pretty standard, a little bit jumbled around, but generally cars where you'd expect to see them. So we join the action just at the end of the formation lap as we come through Deer Leap and into the start-finish straight. We get the green light and we're underway. It's a pretty smooth start, but you can see they're moving 3 wide. Kozlov on our left has had a great start. He's up alongside us. He's had to drop back just a little bit for safety, and you can see there's action starting up ahead already. Karekas is out and there's multiple cars wide right. There's a Porsche spinning and we just get nudged to the right, actually get saved a bit by that Aston Martin going full on into us to knock us off and out of the way of that spinning Porsche. Lose a bit of pace, but we're still going with minimal damage as we go into Cascades for the first time. Come out safely through there. Managing to stick with the cars in front of us now as we approach one of my least favourite turns, Island Bend, and I get it all wrong. I've gone wide. This is almost unrecoverable. This grass is completely unforgiving. There's no grip at all. I managed to somehow get it turned, and I make a very risky re-entry there. Rejoin right on the start of Shell Oil's corner. We managed to not cause a significant accident there, but we've now got Lewis Karekas right behind us, the man who spanned first on Old Hall Corner is now right behind us as we go through Britain's the first time, take it reasonably well. Nice close pack of cars in front of us. Soka in the Lamborghini, Spahn in the Porsche, and Panfili in the Ferrari. And Soka's got it all wrong. He's gone off in Hislops there. Coming through this tight technical right-hander, have to be late on the accelerator not to spin out. And after the carnage of the first few corners now, we need to take a breath. So we're coming around the corner and into Druids. This is a tricky double apex right-hander that is very easy to get wrong and go wide. Safely through there though, got a bit of space front and back. Into Lodge Corner now, and then we'll be through Deer Leap, and that'll be end of the first lap. The laps come thick and fast on this short and technical track. So first lap down, minimal damage, haven't been too inconvenienced. We're just going to take a look at the action there on the first lap. First corner in fact, and we can see Karekas there just getting knocked off, and the resulting contact just sends cars all over the place. Having a look now on the black Porsche that span in front of us, huge spin there, loses the back end completely, and you can see we just get saved by the Aston Martin coming through there, pushing us wide, allowing us to go safely through and onto Cascades. We rejoin the action just coming through Old Hall Corner at the start of the second lap again, picking up where we left off. We've still got Lucas Kerkeres directly behind us. He's going to put some pressure on. Oh, and the Ferrari of Panfili there loses it going into Cascades, but manages to recover brilliantly. We've had to lift slightly in anticipation of an accident. That's let Kerkeres in behind us. He's having a look up the inside of our least favourite corner. He backs out, thankfully, so we can get across to the apex without risking going wide, and heavy braking into Shell Oil's hill though, too late slightly, and Kerkeres gets another look up the inside. We keep it pinned. Managed to get through there. He's pushed back a bit. Now we have to shape up for Britain's quickly. Very tricky chicane, cutting the corner on the left there and cutting the corner again on the exit. Managed to keep it together. We've given ourselves about half a second breathing space to Kerkeres behind us, but it looks like we're losing track of Panfili and the group ahead slightly. They've got a 1.5 second advantage as we come through Hislops again. Into Nickerbook at the end there. This technical right-hander, very tricky. You can see a couple of guards going slightly wide there, and that is going to impact them coming up the hill and into Druids. They're going to have lost a little bit of speed, and we've gained about half a second on them. Closing in, we've taken a great line there through Druids. Fantastic, we've caught up a second on them in just that corner alone. As we come round into Lodge Corner now, again we can brake as late as we possibly can here. Chuck it right, try and just kiss the apex. Oh, there's been another spin out there, 3 cars taken out in fact. And that's promoted us 3 places up to 20th at the end of the second lap. Fantastic. Really lucky for us, exactly what we were looking for, just staying in contention and trying to pick up the pieces as cars inevitably make mistakes. It's a circuit that encourages close, aggressive racing, but also, you know, you've got to be absolutely precise on it because there's not any and really good places to pass, but because of the nature of the course being so technical and tight and fast, cars don't get an awful lot of separation on the impacts. So our favourite corner again here, coming into Island Bend, hit it exactly right this time, just kissing the apex there, keeping the speed up, and then hard braking into Shell Oils, managing to use the banking there, the camber of the road, to speed us round, keeping the speed up high. You can see we've got a decent gap behind us of a second and a half. And I think we might be closing the gap on Burek here in front of us in the Ferrari as we go through Britain's for the third time. We've managed to catch up on him slightly, taking a couple of tenths out of him there. Down the hill into Hislops again, hard on the braking at the 50 marker, and we're through safely. Bit too much corner cut there, and there's a bouncing tyre bell. Fortunately for us, they are not the iRacing tyre bells. In ACC they're a lot more forgiving, they seem to have no weight at all, whereas in iRacing I think they're pretty much the weight of Mjolnir. They move for no man. Coming into Druids again, slightly wide, missed the apex slightly, but managed to pull it round nicely, hit the second apex. A lot of cars going off ahead, a lot of dust being kicked up. It's giving me a bit of hope that we might be able to catch them. Hard braking again, managed to get this corner just right. We're just going to skip ahead now a lap, and we're all over Burek. Coming in on the end of lap 4 here, going into lap 5, we've managed to make up the time on Burek, and as we come into Old Lodge Corner, we're all over him, nearly going to the back of him. He's very tentative through there, quite slow, and there's a car off on the left there that gets us another place, so up from 20th to 19th now. Coming up to Cascades again, slightly wrong, a little bit too wide, but managed to keep my foot in. Burek's got it totally wrong, he's really wide. This is one of the places where it's not too punitive to go wide, but he has lost some speed. That's allowed us to close right up and in onto Island Bend. We're very dangerous there, a little bit wide, had to really let go of the gas there to keep it on. That's allowed Spahn back in on the back of a Spahn, you might remember, for causing the original incident on lap 1, turn 1, going into Caceres. He's all over us now, so I've got to be a little bit careful with him. He looks like an aggressive driver, so we just need to make sure we're keeping our nose clean and trying to keep in front of him. We do a good job through Britain's, managed to eke out about a half a second gap over him, and we're still closing in on Burek. 3 of us separated by about a second. I've got Burek in my sights. He's gone a little bit, he had a little bit of a moment there coming through Hislops, and Nicker Brooks looks good, nice and clean, just kissed the outside apex there, kissed the outside curbing there, up over the hill and under the bridge again. Close racing here. Again, still a second separating us as we come into Druids. Slightly wide on the first apex, but I can pull it back and manage to maintain the speed. So we're still a second between us all. Spahn is only 2 tenths behind us, which is going to give him an opportunity to look up the inside here, going into Lodge Corner. And we go wide through Lodge Corner there, a little bit spooked by the closeness of Spahn behind us. That's allowed Burek to pull away. So there's a second and a half between us now. Spahn has a look up the inside through Old Lodge Corner. We managed to keep it in there, but he's very close. He's right on our rear fender. Burek's taking the opportunity of a little battle of my distraction to pull away. I've got the Cascades all wrong. That's very wide. Spahn has a look up the inside, but we managed to keep our foot in. He can't quite get through. It's a bit of danger coming here because we're going to go through my favourite Island Bend here with Spahn right behind us. We go very wide. We just keep the back wheels on the track and don't lose it. Thank goodness for that. Into Shell Oils, nicely taken, but I think that spooked me a little bit, which has allowed Spahn to close in. He's 3 tenths behind us now, and Burek's managed to pull a 1.6 second gap ahead of us. We take Britain's pretty well there. There's a hefty contact with the curb, but that's sometimes the fastest way to take it. We've eked out another couple of tenths over Spahn behind us. We come over Hilltop and into Hislops again. Lap 6. We're doing our best to try and catch up with Burek. I feel like he's there for the taking if we can just get close enough. He's slow in some portions of the track, and we've seen him make a few mistakes. So as long as we're there to pick up the pieces, I think we'll get him. Coming into the sequence just before Druids again. It's looking fairly comfortable. There's decent gap front and back now, half a second. There we go. Burek's made a mistake. This allows us to close. There's a car wide left. That promotes us up to 17th position. We're all over Burek's back spoiler now. We're going to have a go up the inside. Lodge Corner. We just back out. We decide we haven't quite got the distance on him to make the move there, but we can still keep in touch. He's not more than half a second in front of us. Again, Spahn's closed right up, only 0.2 of a second behind us. He might have a go into Lodge Corner, into Old Hilltop Corner. Sorry, still very close. Less than half a second separating the 3 cars. Having a look in Cascades. We've got to get this one right. We can't afford to make any mistakes here. That's tidy. could have used a bit more space on the exit there, but we've managed to put a couple of tenths into Spahn, so he's moved back a bit. I always worry going into this corner. I take it well, managed to maintain contact with Burek as we come into Shell Oils. We're close right up. Because of the nature of the slow corner, Spahn's got a great run into it. He's all the way up on our inside. He's tried this before. I think if we keep our foot in, we can keep him away. He's really left it late there to pull out. Fantastic moves all round, no contact, keeping it nice and clean. 2.5 between the 3 cars now, really tight racing. Burek's got a bit of a lead on us again as we come into Hislop's. We managed to take it pretty tidy, but we don't get any time on him coming through Knickerbrooks now. Again, tidy, decent performance with gapping Spahn behind us slightly, which is what we need. We don't want that pressure. We don't want to be racing in our mirrors as we're trying to close in on Burek. Into Druids now. Good line through here. We know that Burek made a mistake last time, so he's probably thinking about it, but he takes it pretty cleanly. I think he possibly slightly slower than he could have, but hasn't conceded any time to us. We brake really late here, going through Lodge Corner, and he's gone wide just on the exit there. That's given us another opportunity coming into the start-finish straight as we go towards Old Hall Corner. We're really close now into the slipstream. We've got a good position on him. We're going to hang it on the inside, and we absolutely stick that position. He's had a good drive through, taking the wider line, and he's right on us again. We're going to have to just hold tight here, maintain our line. He's all over the back of us, slightly too tight going into Cascades, but we managed to hold on to it, keep our foot down, and I think that's the pass done. A really good couple of laps work there to get that done. Now let's not lose it all going into Island Bend and Shell Oils. So we've managed to close up on De Cocker here. And that Porsche looks a bit ragged. He's seen some action. Oh, what's happened there? I think his steering mode disconnected, or he's disconnected from the game or something. So that was an easy pass, nothing to worry about. Just got to make sure we don't get distracted by that and keep it clean through Britain's. So let's take a quick jump forward to lap 9 there. We're coming through Britain's. And we are clean through, very nice. We've got a bit of a gap behind us to Spahn now, and Pankarobo is ahead of us, 3.2 seconds, quite a way away. But there's a car going the wrong way, coming out of I don't know what that was. He must have come off slightly earlier in the lap and cut across the track to Hislop's and come back. I'm not sure why he was going the wrong way though. Very unusual. We'll take a look at that towards the end of the race. Let's go back to the live action now, and you join us on lap 10. Through my favourite Island Bend and into Shell Oils. Altenberg has increased the difference. Oh, there's somebody off in front of us. That's Altenberg. I was just going to say he increased the gap to us, but he's obviously had a bit of an accident there in Shell Oils, and that's allowed us to pounce. Let's have a quick look and see what happened to him here. He's coming through, approaching Shell Oils. He's gone very wide there and slipped off. He was a good 3.5 seconds ahead of us. He was, well, several places ahead of us actually by the look of it. And just as he's rejoined there, he's just clipped the Ferrari going past him there. Just managed to get across safely there, and he's slowly rejoining. He's lost about 4 or 5 places in that little sequence, and as you can see as we went past him there, he just managed to get safely back onto the track. Back to the live action now. We've managed to maintain that place. He's still behind us, but we've got a 5.5 second gap to him. We're on lap 16 now as we just crossed the start finish line for the 15th time. Decently through Old Hall Corner there and down towards Denton's. Looking pretty decent. We're gaining on the car in front. Pankarobo is down to 1.1 second as we go through Cascades. Both take it fairly cleanly. Decent amount of runoff used. Coming through Lakeside now and down to Island Bend, shaping up nicely for it. Take a good line through it. Pankarobo does the same. Shell Oils looks tidy. Decent exit. Managing to maintain the gap here. Wonder if we can do anything about this position. Staying close to him. This is probably going to be the last lap of the race here at Britain, so this is an opportunity to gain the last position as we close the race out. Yes, the race clock has finished, and you can see the leader, car number 2 there, approaching the start finish line. He's just going through the final corner now. Hislop's another opportunity to overtake, but Pankorbo takes it really well. Knickerbrooks clean as well. Accelerating hard. He's starting to pull away from us slightly. He's increased the gap to 0.8 of a second as we come in towards Druids now. Another decent opportunity to close up if we can take it well. He goes wide, but he makes the exit apex look easy and gains another 10th or 2 on us coming out of there. Last chance saloon here as we approach Lodge Corner and through into Deers Leap. Yeah, he keeps it tidy and safe. We've got the checkered flag coming. Looks like we're going to finish in 13th, which is decent. And I can't say any more than that. 11 places gained in the space of a race. Excellent work. And here's the look back we promised you for what happened with that car going the wrong way. You can see him coming through Cascades here. He loses it. His back wheels just clip the right-hand curb, and then his front wheels clip the left-hand curb going through it. He's put it into the grass in the middle of the track, which, if you know Oulton Park, you'll know that these two sections are joined by just a relatively short strip of grass. And the grass here is absolutely fiendish. It's very hard to control the car on, so he's trying to spin it around and get back on. He's got onto the service road. It's not a service road, it's a different layout of the track. It's using a different layout, and he's coming here just to the gap between Hislop's and Britain's on the other side of the course. So it looks like he is shaping up to turn left against the traffic. I don't know if he's got a beef with somebody, but you'll see us go past here, just narrowly missing us, and he seems to pick a target and just... I don't know whether there have been some previous incident in the race, but that's really unacceptable behaviour there. Shocking to see. So here's the classified results. You can see we finished 13th, just at the bottom of the first page of the results. Really pleased with that performance, having gained 11 places from where we started in 24th, I believe. I think the maths works out. Either way, a fantastic race. Lots of passes and lots of opportunities taken, just like we said at the start of the race. Not a great track for natural overtakes, but certainly a lot of action happening. So thanks very much for watching the video. If you did like it, please do leave a like. I really appreciate it. And if you'd like to see more, hit the subscribe button and ding the bell. What that'll do is obviously it'll alert you every time I put out a new video. It'll also alert you when I go live, and I do go live fairly regularly in the week. Actually, towards the end of the week I tend to spend the first few days of the week practicing the tracks because they're all brand new to me, and then typically from Wednesday through the weekend I'll do races here and there, and I will stream them all live. So if you are subscribed and have hit the bell icon, you'll get a notification when I go live, and feel free to join in. Always nice to have someone to chat to while I'm racing, and it'd be great to see you online. But anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.